Folks, we are live. Welcome to Gamers Health. I am Eric Tinkar, your bartender in the OSR. With me is my wife, Rachel.
How you doing?
TXG, I see you are in the house.
Yay.
Welcome. I want to do that. Welcome. We are live. Yeah, I'm opening up the side thing here.
Welcome.
Welcome. I'm trying to. I should be able to. Okay, there it is. I should be able to, as we get people in the room, uh, gift a few memberships. So yes, we are actually. And by the way, if I gift memberships, they don't cost me anything. They don't cost you anything. You get the membership benefits for a month, which exactly means pretty much you'll get certain videos before others do. And I plan on doing surveys to find out what you all want from this channel. So we'll get there. We'll slowly but surely we'll get there. So, and of course, I got to do this on my side screen, which I guess is paused right now. Okay, I paused it. I didn't mute it before. Smack me, Rach. I'm not used to this multitasking bullshit.
Okay.
Yeah, Rach has no sympathy for me. Paul, welcome. Good to see you.
Hello.
I always enjoy your updates, Paul. So
Yeah.
you know, we all need to see progress for others. Like me, progress is uh, I lost zero point 0.4 pounds the prior week and 0.2 pounds last week. So yes, I am moving forward,
Mm-hmm.
but I am moving forward at a snail's pace. But hey, is what it is. So this week, did we have any doctor's appointments?
Mm. No.
No, no doctor's appointments. This is a rarity. My stomach making noises
Mm-hmm.
in the 10-car household. Usually between me, Rach, my parents, we're bouncing
Yeah, we don't
around.
have any this week either.
Yeah,
The next one is the 9th.
yeah. Paul says, speaking of fresh starts, cut the beard off yesterday. Oh my god.
Oh.
All right, so March 17th was my ninth year retired. We'll call that quasi retirement because I was still running time for 4 months. And the goatee, which by the way, I'm so gray. The goatee is kind of stupid, and I didn't say that, but I'm just saying it doesn't really show. It doesn't.
And my whole hair is stupid because mine is a light too. Like that doesn't make sense.
Paul, yeah,
It
no,
doesn't give contrast or depth to your face.
no, yeah,
That's how you can say that.
okay. And I'm losing weight, so I'm not gonna. I don't have to like hide the double chin, I guess.
There you go.
So, and I'll make a confession. I haven't gotten my hair cut since May of 2024. So I may be a bit overdue.
Yeah,
Rach,
my last haircut was probably July of 2024. I only do it once a year.
so hey, we're getting there. We're getting there. Now, I'm going to try to do something that I just found out about. And let's see if I can do this. Yes, I can. Holy crap. I do have 10 gift memberships to give away per month. I just figured this out right before the show. You can only give them out during live streams. Uh, you know, they don't automatically renew. You just have it for a month. So you'll get, videos earlier than others will. You get a few extra perks like the badges. Rory, welcome. Good to see you. You guys look the same every time I see you at North Texas as TXG. All right, so here I am. I am.
See, I guess you tend to look the same when you have a haircut once a year.
Okay. So we just gifted out. And here's the thing:
Two for five?
one, two, three, four, five. There, five. So I got five left. But if I don't give them out,
No, you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5,
five.
6.
No, because the first one's just the announcing.
Oh.
So I do have another five. This was actually, I want to see if it worked. It worked. So enjoy those gift memberships. But secondly, if I was going to experiment with it, I wanted it to be on Gamers Health. Okay, because this, listen, I call everybody. It's my it's the 10 Cars Tavern. What minions? The supporters, my sources. But the reality is, it's this specific part of the community, the Gamers Health community, that is extremely special to Rach and I. So we can give a little something back, and apparently YouTube. I could have been doing this for over a year. They didn't advertise this, so
Okay.
it
You live and
works.
you learn.
You live in your lane. Oh, and by the way, something I don't want to forget to do, because these two are our master minions. They are supporting the channel at $9.99 a month. Climbing that mountain.
Climbing.
And T. Taylor. So I told him, you get a shout out at that point, at that level.
They okay, good. So they got the double shout out.
Yeah, they got a double shout out. And as we add more names, we'll give more shout outs. And I'm thinking that might be a way where I could do sponsorships and not feel like I'm being bought out,
Well, it's kind of cool to do it
through an interface,
Yeah.
So like, it's not like you're handing me the money, It's like, hey, you gotta pay off 10 grand. But we're gonna be addressing the whole it's springtime deal. Those who have been following the tavern could tell you that this has been an interesting week for me without going into details. It's my spring rebirth, so to speak. I feel lighter on the feet.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I've been digging into a lot of things. And oh, TXG has a question for you, Rach.
What's that?
Rach, what do you tell an alcoholic that is healthy and doesn't want to stop drinking? All right, this is the come on.
I mean, you can tell the person that you're concerned about them and explain how it impacts your connection with them, so that they can understand. Because it sounds like you have concern for that person, and maybe other people in their circle have concern for that person. So definitely helping the person understand something. To be clear, no one is ever going to be able to control someone else's drinking.
No, that's
it's really their decision to stop. A lot of people like to do these sort of like intervention kind of ideas where it's like, well, if you don't stop drinking, I'm not going to be your friend anymore. But you have to be really careful with that, because when you give ultimatums, you have to be sure that that's something you are ready, willing, and able to follow through on.
Because human
and a lot of times we're not
is,
ready to cut the friendship because we care about that person.
Human nature is to call you. Oh, really? Oh, so you think you got a better hand than me? Show your cards. We it's like, fuck. All right.
Yeah. When all you meant to do was like help the person and express care and concern. So I would just say express care and concern, and how the behavior impacts your connection to the person.
So, by the way, Paul, all these live streams, there's another live stream tomorrow. Be on Rumble, though. Inappropriate characters, we rolled. and probably not on my Rumble channel. I don't know if we figured out how to get it on my Rumble channel, but myself, um, Grim Jim, and Ryan Howard, and I believe Griff Morgan is going to be our guest tomorrow. So it should be an interesting show. Griff is a character, but he's also a very knowledgeable character. So I will say take that when it works. How it works. TXG, it doesn't affect our connection because they don't seem to change the behavior, but every day they are drinking 2 6-packs.
Oh, yeah.
You know,
and there's gonna be, maybe they're still young enough not to have a medical consequence, but
it catches up.
It does, because it leaves you more prone to cancers and so many other health complications.
So I mean, without revealing too much, but when I was in high school, I found out that my best friend was an alcoholic.
Oh, yeah.
And I didn't know how to cope with it as a 17-year-old because, the day that it was no longer able to be hidden is the day you kind of go, oh, wait, I missed a lot of signs.
Mm-hmm.
He is still with us and he is sober now, but it was a long, hard fight. In his case, it was because his father needed a drinking partner, and he was it.
He got sucked in.
He got sucked into it. So ultimatums, if they mean something to you, if they are close enough friends to you, ultimatums don't help. Just my own personal perspective on that. Life is
we can't necessarily dictate someone else's behavior. We can definitely reflect our we can explain our care and concern to the person. And you never know. They might hear it. They might ask you, oh, well, what do you think about that? And how do you think it does this to me? And then it's like, it just starts a conversation.
Life is too short.
Yeah.
Okay, life is too short. And listen, when you confront somebody like that and you say it's this or that, you're putting them into a fight or flight reflex.
Well, also, like people would have this idea of they have to hit bottom, and I'll bring the bottom up by telling them I won't be there. I won't be in their life anymore. And then it's something that they live kind of regretting because, God forbid the person like passes away behind their addiction, not necessarily with alcohol or something different or a different behavior, but addiction, is typically ending in, like, what do they say? Institutions, jails, and death. And so, when someone talks about hitting bottom and like withdrawing everything from them, so many people have lost so much behind their addictions. It's not changed their behavior at all. For a lot of people, they cling to that because they perceive the only thing they have left.
Right.
And so, really being open about how you feel about it and expressing the concern. Not that that's going to be like the topic of conversation like all day, every day when you're with the person, but,
right.
To make sure that they know. And like, if you see some sort of impact, like in their judgment, in their manner, how they behave toward you or someone else, definitely to help them understand that, reflect it to them.
Because, in hindsight, the slurred speech and some of the behavior has alarmed not only myself but others.
Yeah.
But I don't. Yeah, but I don't want to confront them as they are an important part of my life.
Yeah.
I'm confident they would tell me to mind my own fucking business. Yeah,
and then it's just like, all right, I will. I love you. Next,
And you can tell that. Yeah, listen, we go through that. Whether it's people who have a drug and alcohol problem. It's an eating disorder. It's
gambling.
There's
the
so
behavioral
much stuff.
addictions. Yeah.
It's like, get out of get away from your
Mhm.
computer. You've been at your computer for like 36 hours. Get out and do stuff, right? And, people, when they're confronted, they don't want to hear it. But I will say this, all right? Sometimes you plant a seed and you walk away.
Right. Sometimes it's mind your fucking business, and then it starts to marinate inside the person.
Right.
And they might feel more comfortable to talk to you about,
Right.
Maybe I need to do something about that,
Yeah, I mean, and it's on topic, but it's off topic. Like, I've learned with arguments with my father, it's not worth getting into an argument. I drop the seed of what he needs to hear,
Mm-hmm.
and then I walk away, and then an hour or two later, he comes up with a great idea that I just said.
Oh, yeah, that was my dad. You'd say something, you'd give him feedback of some sort, and it'd be hard for him to hear. And he'd be like, no. And then, like, the next day, he'd be like, oh, I have this really brilliant idea. And then he'd say your idea, and
you're like, yeah, it's brilliant.
Yeah, okay, mm-hmm. Sure,
sounds good. I like it.
Whatever I can do to help,
I'm glad we're on the same page.
Yeah.
No, we're not. You don't worry about it. You won't argue it. Tom, welcome. So, now we'll move on. Tom was getting 3 to 6 inches up there in the wild north.
Oh, wow.
We had 79 degrees. It cooled off quickly after hitting that high of 79. It was 79 and breezy. And we were trying to put wheels on our tower garden thing. and
we figured it out. It was good.
Yeah. No, we're getting there. And then it's like, oh, I need a socket wrench. And the only socket wrench I could find, I think, is my father's when he was in airplane mechanic school back in the early 60s. We just went round and round and round. Didn't hold anything. So that's on pause for a day or two as I wait for the magic of Amazon to deliver me a socket.
So I don't understand how these things work. Is there something to do with the way that you position the thing?
Usually there's a little switch on it.
It's a switch. I thought it was like
from left to from tighten or loosen.
Yeah, I thought if you held the thing this way, it would tighten it, and then lock if you held it that way or something like that.
Yeah. TXG, it's like my old boss who used to smoke 3 packs a day. When I recommended he quit smoking, he replied, "How about you fucking mind your own fucking business?" He goes, I sat there shocked. He ended up cutting down to 1 pack a day.
Okay.
Take what you can get.
Yes.
Yeah, no, that's
addiction takes a lot of views. Like there's not one view that is particularly correct. Like,
and sometimes moderation can be like on a suggestive, objective scale.
Well, sometimes people will be like, "Oh, I'm going to do it in moderation." You're like, "Oh, okay," and then how's that working out? And then they're just like, "Oh, it's not,"
Or they're like, "Well, yeah, I cut my 12 down to 6."
Yeah.
That's
better.
I used to work with somebody who claimed that they didn't have a drinking problem, which was fine. They wouldn't drink during the weekdays, and then Saturday would come along and they would get boxed and pass out and wake up Sunday morning, but it wasn't a drinking problem. They go, that's just how my weekends are. I wasn't going to argue. Just don't be like that if you get mobilized on a weekend.
Oh, yeah, because you have to be fit for duty at all times.
TXG, we still have the hydroponics going on.
We do.
We got peppers coming. We got tomatoes coming. We
think some squash.
Yeah, we got a mini squash coming, and it's just that flower's too big to be the cucumber that's also coming.
Oh, good.
And what I like doing is when I
didn't realize the cucumber.
So I probably mentioned this before, but for breakfast it's usually a 1 egg omelet. that I make for Rach and I.
Mm-hmm.
We each get one egg. And surprisingly enough, if you fill up that one egg with enough, it's actually fairly filling. So we get one egg, and usually I get a little green onion straight from the indoor garden, and just rip it up and put it in the omelet, and then cook the omelet. 2 slices generally of turkey bacon or chicken sausage, depending on what we got.
Or when it's Lent, tofu.
We
had tofu
sausage
yesterday.
Which wasn't bad.
No,
You know what? It was doable. And then whatchamacallit? You cook the egg on one side. After you scramble it, you flip it over. Shredded cheese, either Mexican blend or cheddar, and salsa. And you know what it makes, and we always do toast. You have to have some kind of low carb, or at least 7-grain,
some kind of healthy bread.
Healthy bread
Healthier
as an option.
bread.
Yeah. That's our breakfast, but it's really nice to be able to pull things right.
And we did do a different breakfast this week because we got the what do you call that thing? We got the
bullet.
No, it's not a Nutra.
Nutra. Was it the Nutra bullet? Maybe. In any case, one hell of a blender.
Yeah, we got a wee blender that has like the cup that you can drink your beverage out of or whatever. So I made smoothies one morning for us. That was really good. And then I was going, we have our Jamba Juice at home now.
Yeah, and then, it was good.
It was really good. And then I made hummus with it.
Not with the juice, but the blender.
With the blender.
Yes. Yeah, actually, the hummus came out pretty good. I'm not a huge hummus person, but one pretty good. Rory, tofu sausage. Eric, you've gone to the dark side. All right, so
you've become more open since I don't eat much red meat.
Yeah, she doesn't. Yeah, although I can get her a good burger. Yeah. But
maybe once a month.
So it was a tofu sausage, and I gotta say this about it. So I figured if I'm gonna cook this sausage up, I'm not just gonna throw it on the grill or throw it in the pan. That ain't gonna work. I gotta cut it into, like the slices that you would get on top of a pizza. Because that way I can brown them on either side. And you know what? This stuff was actually well spiced. Got it at Trader Joe's.
Yes.
And it was well spiced. It was very aromatic. The smell of it cooking made me go, oh.
Yeah, it had the fennel and
So now, did it have the right texture? The texture was close. Did it have the right flavor? Flavor was close enough. For a Lenten Friday, would I choose this over my regular, even turkey bacon? But I do love our.
I mean, we get a really good turkey bacon.
Oh my God! It really crisps up,
and they're thick.
You got to use a little olive oil in the pan. Roy says I have a NutriBullet too. Makes amazing milkshakes with ice cream and blueberries/raspberries. TXG, been low carb for more than a year. I decided to eat carbs once and shat like a goose. I did strict Atkins for a bit when I was working.
2003.
Okay. I was like 98, 99. I was working with a sergeant who was on Atkins.
I lost 70 pounds on it.
And he told me, his words to me was, Eric, you got to lose weight. I'm like, yeah. You're driving me. I'm like, what does that have to do with me losing weight? We're going to eat the same fucking food. I went, oh, jeez.
When he was an Atkins guy.
Yes, he was an Atkins guy.
Yeah, my neighbor taught me because she did that to control her weight.
This
was thin.
This was the late 90s in the South Bronx. The options for low carb food in the late 90s in the South Bronx were minimal. Breakfast you could get away with eggs and sausage and a pie.
They just put it in a plate.
Not a problem. But lunch was.
It's the Chinese food. Hold the rice.
Basically, it
beef
was
and broccoli, or not beef and broccoli.
It was
chicken and broccoli.
It was chicken and broccoli steamed because you couldn't have the sauce.
I ate tofu even then, so I
and a lot of hot sauce.
Tofu and broccoli.
But here was the deal with him. Every other week, you come to work, and he'd be like, "All right, it's carb day," because he had the idea that you had to reset your carb clock. So that was the day that you ate all the rice, you had the sandwich, the breakfast sandwich, and then you went back on it the next day.
The breakfast sandwich and the stew from the Spanish place.
Oh, God, the stew from the Spanish. Oh my God.
And that rice that they make with a gandules.
Oh my God. Rory, I am really interested in ketogenic diet, but it's the milkman. I need milk in my tea.
I think a lot of people got around that by like cream or like half and half.
Yeah, cream or half and half. And if you're really concerned, you got to go whole milk. Like we do 2% milk, but we're not keto. We are low carb, but we're not ketogenic.
And we have the almond milk too,
which I refuse to touch. You can't make.
I know.
I'm like, no, I refuse to. By the way, since we're talking about keto and low carb, I think I'll check my blood sugar. So I'll discuss. All right, yeah, 111, pretty good.
Good.
Well, not a surprise. So for dinner, we had was it lime chicken? Chili lime chicken from Trader Joe's. And then I had cauliflower rice in the freezer with garlic and herb, and I had peppers and onions, and basically turned it into a stir fry, and added some Fiesta seasoning for one of my low sodium, no carb, seasonings. Because one of the things that you're going to learn if you really start paying attention to nutrition labels is salt is the ultimate flavor enhancer.
Yeah, they sneak it in.
So even if you're getting
things that are sweet.
Yeah, and even things that you look at and you go, oh, well, these are just spices. Yeah, look at the ingredients because you're going to see salt is in there. So I had to get stuff that was essentially salt-free 5 years ago. So, oh my God, these spices are almost 5 years old. When we were on one of the meal plans, Home Chef, I used to, and by the way, folks, nobody actually tests cocaine or heroin by putting their finger in it with, dabbing a wet finger and tasting it.
Oh, I thought they did the cocaine that way because it would numb your.
It's not. And cops certainly never did that to test it. Okay, that was not.
Well, you guys had a test. You had a kit.
But in any case, what I did back then, I had all these different types of spices and spice combinations. And I would look at because I would say, where's all the sodium coming from? It kept on coming from the seasonings that they were including in it.
Yeah.
And I would just do that little taste and go, all right, that's close to this and this. You mix something together, and it was close without the sodium. Celtic sea salt, they say it's the best salt in the world.
I could believe that.
Coming from an Irishman, I think you may be just a little biased, Rory. But yeah.
I would believe it.
And yes, TXG. Whole milk is the way, I believe, or cream. But whole milk has more fat and less of the lactose. By the way, our 2% milk is lactose free. And we initially bought that lactose-free milk because it lasted longer in the fridge. But the reality is we go through it in that time anyway, but it's probably best for us. If you have a stomach that gets irritated by dairy, the lactose-free certainly helps. I guess we could... We're at the midway mark, I guess. Right. We're transitioning and shush. But in any case, it is the springtime. springtime, like if you see our front yard, and I forgot to tell you this when I went out and walked down the block to buy some wine, and came back, and there was an older Chinese gentleman just staring at our yard. I had to stop.
Oh,
He had to be in his at least in his 80s, and he was just admiring all the spring flowers that are coming to the
sure.
ground. It is
It is really beautiful because we have like these two-toned, like we have the regular yellow daffodil, and then we have like these two-toned yellow daffodils that are so pretty, and then we have like purple crocuses coming up, and all of that is there, and just beautiful.
yeah. So it was when people appreciate your garden, there's nothing that comes close.
Yeah.
You really go, okay. And we've had people stop by before to compliment on the garden, and take
Yes.
pictures. And that garden's been like that since I was a kid. When I was a kid, I had to chase some little girl out of a garden for
For
hopping
picking
in.
flowers.
Yes.
Oh my
She
gosh.
picked like two
Oh yeah, and then we
tulips.
get irises later on.
Yeah. It just second to none. So it's reinvigorating. Spring, we talk about spring cleaning, and we certainly have been doing some of that. Um, and yes, Rory, spring is the best season. The world comes alive again. Also,
Yes.
sinuses come alive again. I have joked for years, and I used to joke with my oncologist, that the best part about having cancer and having chemo was the steroids they put in with the chemo.
Oh yeah.
Because when I had the steroids, I didn't have any allergies.
Mm.
It was amazing. And then that all stopped and my allergies came back. I was just hoping I would have been cured by the chemo if my allergies were good, but you know.
Mm-hmm.
Death Angels. My sugar was 109 a few minutes ago. It
Oh.
was 180 this morning.
Okay.
It was Doc gave me Munjaro 2.5 to start.
Oh, okay. That's new this week.
Yeah, not sure how long it takes to start working. I think it's pretty much right away. I'm gonna
But
just
they do titrate you
yes,
up.
you're right. But it has an effect fairly immediately. Um, although you know, be conscious of the fact that you may feel some nausea. By the time you've been on it for about a week or two, you're going to find that maybe you're not. Like I always had a little bit of constant nausea, but if I ate too much, and by say eating too much was ate half as much as I used to eat, I would suddenly get very nauseous. So you're going to have to pace your eating. Rach used to see me. I would come back to a meal like an hour later.
Yeah, he'd take breaks in his meals.
Yeah, Eric, Rory. I take a steroid and antihistamine spray for my nose. Seems to stop the allergies. Yeah, I do have the spray. I should do the spray.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's my
Oh,
my
your
no,
Flonase.
Flonase.
Yeah.
Let's say Naze Flex or some crap like that. Hey, you know what? It's not like I'm going to get another live stream in before the. Let's see if I can do that again. Membership gifting. Okay, gift 5 now. Let's see who's come in that didn't have a membership. Or it could be that everybody has a membership and therefore they.
Didn't two get?
Oh,
There you
no.
go. Oh,
All right, there we go.
2, 4, 6.
All right, so gifted Rory, Steve. No, good. We used up all the ones.
Good.
But anyway, if you have a YouTube channel and you're monetized, YouTube doesn't advertise this, but if you have memberships on your platform, you can gift them. I get 10 to gift a month. I found this out earlier today, right before the show. Today is the 29th.
Yes.
So gave them. Now I got a chance to. You don't choose who they go to. You have no control. It's just that people that aren't members. And well, what does membership mean? Honestly, it's going to mean that you're going to get some videos about 12 to 24 hours before other people do, and we're going to be uh, doing posts to the members. So if you have things that you want me to cover, whether it's gaming related or gamers health related, I'm going to be putting up polls to ask people what they want and they want to see, and members get a chance to participate in that. And like I said, T Taylor and Climbing That Mountain, they're ponying up $9.99 a month, so they get the shout out. I'll leave them on the screen for a bit. I'll give them another one of the live streams where they can get up there, because honestly, you know what we do. There are some expenses involved in what I do. Restream isn't free, but it's close to it. It's like $15 a month, uh, and pay I pay a little bit extra on Restream to be able to do the shorts. But I enjoy what I do. I would do this if it was all out of pocket for me. But the idea that I can give away these free memberships, if you enjoy what you get, that's great. If you don't, that's great. Doesn't change anything on the live streams at all. The live streams, well, except for the fact that you're now going to show up in a different color because you're a member. So you get that
nice
little bit of a flex. But yeah, I'm just glad that I figured this out before the month was out. I had all these memberships I could have been giving away for years, just didn't know. God, one of those hidden perks of YouTube. But we actually started cleaning. Like you may notice that even how the view of us is a little bit different because I got a larger desk. It's not hugely larger, but it's larger enough to make us have room. We no longer have this huge ass cat tree. We have a more moderate cat tree.
yes
And our cat loves it just as much, if not more,
mm-hmm.
possibly because it's not full of cat puke like the other one was.
Oh well, that's an upgrade.
I don't think she's thrown up on this one yet.
Oh, I didn't know that was full
Oh,
of
I was constantly cleaning it. By the way, if you don't have cats, race was not raised on cats.
no, not at all.
I was raised with cats. Cats throw up an awful lot. They are one of the cleanest animals. They're always cleaning themselves, but they're always getting their fur.
Yeah.
And that's why they're throwing up a lot. And their stomach's going to be a bit more. But I did see a meme earlier today that the one alarm clock sound that could get you out of bed immediately would be the sound of your dog puking.
Oh, because that's so unique. Because you hear like. I'm about to start doing. You hear the whole stomach spasm.
Oh God, help us!
But yes, that would get me up. Like, oh, okay, honey, come on, the mommy left you, Dad. And yeah, we've had luck with that because she'll like vomit on the floor, not in the bed.
So all right. And before we go on with the rest of the spring stuff, so the reason why I have an iMac and a keyboard as opposed to the laptop I used to have is because when we brought our girl in, she used to get sick and I'm getting sick. I got to go where Daddy always is. And throw
I
up
don't feel good. Love me. Help me.
I'm going to throw up on your keyboard. And she did it twice. And and of course, I swapped it out. She's never thrown up on this keyboard. But when you throw up on a laptop keyboard, you're really taking your laptop in your hands. Like, oh my God. One day it's just going to be over and done with. So that was why that change happened. But we're mapping out the progress of what we need to do.
Well, we've decided that we want to have more space that's dedicated to healthy
exercise.
things and exercise.
Not just storing shit.
Yeah, and like there's a bike beside me that used to have like, I don't even know, to be honest. However he could put crap on it, he'd put crap on it. I don't know.
Listen, Rach.
The handlebars.
Shadow, welcome.
The
Good to see you, sir. Yeah, spring is in the air. Yeah, so Rach, you're not a member of the male species.
Mm-hmm.
You need to understand. Have you walked into my father's workbench downstairs? The tool room area.
No, I'm usually too freaked out.
Okay, I
to
went
like
down
pay
there
attention to anything in there.
Here,
and just like, I want bags. I'm getting out of here.
Rach, you know how my father is, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you go into his workbench area, you can't find shit. Everything is just like, oh my god, this same man that's vacuuming like 7 times a day.
Mm-hmm.
Exaggeration, twice. So, Death Angel. As for the nausea, might have some slight, but not sure it's related. I took the first dose Thursday. Someone might have been you. Suggested waiting until near the weekend. I didn't make that suggestion, but I would have made that suggestion.
Yes.
Because I usually...
When you know that,
Yeah, I have found, when I was on it, that the nausea was greatest about 24 to 48 hours after taking that shot.
Oh, so that's good. There was Thursday. It's now Saturday, so they might be through the worst of it.
Yep. So just throwing it out there. I mean, I could eat anything while I was on it without seeing my blood sugar go crazy. But at the same time, I couldn't eat much at any one sitting because I just wouldn't allow me to. Rory, good night. God bless you. Get some rest. So, but we're gonna have to be planting in the garden soon, which is the reason why we wanted to get this garden tower, which is
we wanted to get the wheels on it and start filling it with dirt.
Yeah, I think it's
so we got delayed a couple days because we're waiting for the new ratchet set to come.
Right, and then once we get that, then we can start getting the dirt and letting it fill up, and then getting the plants. And I mean, I've always been someone who's enjoyed, I don't want to say playing in a garden. I had a digging hole as a kid, but I mean, yes, I enjoy gardening. I didn't enjoy it a lot when I was the one that had to turn over the garden in the Poconos by hand.
Oh. You had to till that whole land in that area. Oh.
Well, yes, which is now just lawn, thank God.
Yeah, they did a good job.
But,
converting it back.
I mean, there's just something about watching plants grow from the spring to the summer to the early fall.
Yeah, we're always excited to check them. And when we go anywhere for like a long weekend or something, we're always excited to get back and see the progress.
So
like with our tomatoes or whatever it is we're growing.
Yeah. So yeah, it's the little things. It's the reason why we enjoy our indoor hydroponic garden. And it's the reason why like I love bonsais, but I gotta find hardy bonsais because the 2 times I tried bonsais that were pine related. Evergreens are only evergreen even after they're dead.
And yeah, I guess they do stay evergreen, but they get petrified.
Yeah. So my newest evergreen, now this is how you know I have room by my desk, is this one here.
So pretty. It's a ginseng.
Ginseng ficus or ficus. And I'm actually thinking of moving the other bonsai plant over to the other side of this computer.
Okay.
But it's nice to have some greenery by your desk. And
you also have that little teardrop thing.
Teardrop thing.
Like a terrarium.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Yeah.
Oh, that. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I wasn't sure if you were talking about the other bonsai.
No, not the one that died. that we threw out.
No, there's a flat one. And a flat
Oh no, I'm talking about
long dish.
The teardrop.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and this is something that for me gives me again that greenery right next to me, so I can. It's in between my two monitors, even overlapping a little bit, and it renews.
Mm-hmm.
And people that were suffering from seasonal depression, now the days are longer than the nights.
Yeah, we're starting to circle back.
We're starting to circle back, and I've actually seen it with friends of mine online that I know that suffer from seasonal depression.
Mm-hmm.
That during the winter months you didn't see too much of them online, didn't hear much, and now
they're awakening again.
They're awakening. They're sharing. They're
Mm-hmm.
posting. It's a beautiful thing, right? And I never took this seasonal depression all that seriously until I worked with a sergeant that suffered from it. And we were in an office that was a fishbowl that wasn't surrounded. We were surrounded by windows that led to hallways.
Right.
You didn't.
Yeah.
And somebody.
Typical New York City under Bloomberg.
Yep. So one of the detectives recommended to him because he was a miserable fuck. It's like, Sarge, you need to get one of those sunlight lamps. He was like, got one. And he would bring it, he wouldn't leave it overnight, but he would bring it with him every tour.
And set it up.
Set it up. And you know what? Maybe it was psychological, maybe it wasn't. But he was much happier. Which meant that the rest of us were much happier.
Mm-hmm.
So, but also now that it's getting warm, we're taking more walks again. Now we had stopped taking some of our walks because the doggy wasn't feeling well, and we took her for a walk, and she walked for like 5 minutes, and then she's like, "I'm done."
Beeline to the car.
Yeah, like, "Yep, I'm done. I know which way the car is."
So I got my socialization.
Yeah, I got to see somebody. And they told me they loved me and I should leave you, but I wasn't going to leave you. It was very sweet. It's like, you should leave them for me. You know you want to. It's like, oh.
You are beautiful.
You are beautiful. What a beautiful dog. Yes, leave them. You know you want to. I was like, okay. But, we're gonna have to get our son.
We ordered a stroller for Donka, so this way when we go to the park for a nice walk, she can take the walk as much as she wants, and then she can go right into her stroller, and we can keep walking.
Yep. So I think that's the perfect.
And she'll love it because people are like, "Oh my god, what a cute little baby!"
Do you know that your baby has big ears and a snout?
And 4 legs.
4 legs? You're kidding me. So, yeah. But actually, we actually had seen a dog that was doing that last year.
Yes.
So it was getting rolled around. Actually, 2 different dogs.
And one was young. Bambino was young, and they always come with the stroller for Bambino.
That's like Bambino.
Their kid is too big for the stroller now. It's been too big.
Bambino, you're done. Bambino, relax.
Yeah, because Bambino will.
It's like, Bambino, you're going into the stroller so we can keep an eye on you.
Yep, that's it. They put him in the stroller. Yeah. He doesn't run. He or she doesn't run off.
Well, Bambino, you'd hope is a.
Oh, it is a boy.
It's a boy. Yeah. Bambina would have been the girl dog, right?
Yeah. No, but it's Bambino.
Hey, Bambino. Girl? I don't know, Rach. Sometimes you make me wonder.
And you too.
All right. I'm not going to. I make you wonder?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right.
I guess we're going to do a lot of wondering then.
Oh, yeah. A lot of wondering. A lot of wondering.
That's all good.
But,
wonder is a good thing.
I mean, this this spring is one of those springs where I am
It
motivated
feels,
and
yeah, it
energized.
feels special. It
Yes,
does have a different energy about it. Maybe it was that here we had a very cold, cold winter.
we certainly did.
That was a little harsh. Not exactly snow wise, but like more just the cold.
Yeah, it could have been. You know, we actually got to go to two cons in the wintertime this year,
Yeah.
and I'm looking forward to the next couple of cons, which are all going to be
During con season. Is
real
that how they say?
con season. Late spring, early summer. When you can actually not have to plan around the weather.
Yeah.
So because that's one of the things too, right? With winter cons, you're like, oh yeah, well, just assuming I don't get snowed out. I could get like a 30-inch snowstorm, and then where am I going to be? It's like, all right, well, you always take that risk. So you got that risk with Page, you got that risk with Total Con.
Mm-hmm.
We've been lucky so far.
Yes.
We play the odds.
Mm-hmm.
Play the odds, spoil the child.
No, I think that's
Spare
spare
the
the
rod,
rod.
spoil the child. Uh, well, I was thinking like a gambler, Rach.
Yeah.
What can I tell you?
Well, I guess a gambler that's trying to be abstinent and getting in touch with his impact of his behavior in his jail.
Oh, God. All right. So, little punchy. By the way, we're both totally sober.
Yes.
Yes, but it's
Sorry.
it's listen. It's been a good week. We've done a lot of stuff around the house. We've done a lot of stuff otherwise, and I am finding myself a bit more creative, a bit more focused. I am not just focused on this channel. I'm focused on the Substack for 10 Cursed Having, trying to get some creative materials under it. So don't choke on me becoming creative, Rach. Don't don't want you getting all for Schimelt and for Clint.
Okay.
But you know, some people like, oh, I'm gonna make a New Year's resolution. New Year's resolutions never work for me. Spring, um, not resolution.
Spring energy.
Spring energy. Yeah, that does it.
Embracing that.
Death Angel. After 5 years up south in Tennessee, I'm finally getting acclimated to the winter here. Growing up in Florida, it took me a while
Oh.
to not freeze when it gets below 60.
Oh, okay. That's an adjustment.
Yeah, our son is back in Nashville now.
Yeah.
So he was complaining about the wet weather. I was like, listen, he was in Utah. That's where cold goes for vacation, right? It just stays there. Or Maine. It could be up by Tom and had 3 to 6 inches of snow
Well,
today.
Maine was what made my brother decide to go to warmer climates.
Oh, was it?
Yeah, he went to college in Maine and like near near Portland, um, Brown Lake, Sebago, and he said no more after that, and he moved to Arizona.
Wow, that's a hell of a change.
And then his next place was Florida, and then finally Texas.
Okay. It all works out.
Yeah.
So, folks, listen. Thank you so much for being along with us the last couple of years.
Yeah.
Hopefully, you continue this traveling with us over many more seasons.
Yeah.
It really this is
The long journey.
Yeah, this is the live stream that we look forward to. I mean, I look forward to them all. Don't get me wrong. I have a blast with them all. Last night's live stream when we finally logged off, my face was hurting from laughing so hard.
Oh.
But this evening is always special, and I figured, hey, it's a great chance to see how I can give away these free memberships. Where else to give them away than in Gamers Health?
Indeed.
So there we do. We gave away the 10.
Good stuff.
Very cool. So, folks, again, thank you so much for joining us.
And thank you for all your interaction.
Yeah, and keeping
questions.
us in your lives and keeping us in the loop. It's like we try to keep you in the loop.
Yeah.
Really is that important to us.
Good luck with the Manjaro.
Yes. Paul, stay healthy.
Yes.
We will. I will see some of you tomorrow on Inappropriate Characters Rerolled. Again, it's on Rumble, but just look up Inappropriate Characters. You'll find it. And I believe that's at 7:00.
I think so.
I think it's 7:00. What do I know? I'm only one of the. I'm only one of the hosts. Oh, Chubby, you came in now. I eat General Tso's chicken for every meal. It clears my sinuses. Greg, by the way, the video that's in the hopper, the one that members can watch, is comparing the two faux dark suns, one more faux than the other. Yeah, I had to do a video on our 25-page release for $10 as opposed to yours, which is $8 and 212 pages, including creatures, setting, classes. There's no comparison, and I kind of show that in the video. It'll be up live for everybody tomorrow. But if you remember, you can see it now.
Early access.
Early access. All right, folks. Thank you so much. Catch you guys
care.
later. Be sure to give Ryan a hard time. Ryan's had a hard week. He had a death in the family. His father-in-law passed. So I'll give him a hard time, but not that hard. All right, folks. Catch you all later.